It's 1823, and this is an upload with regard to the offence, after offence I'm experiencing by people that are unlawfully on my grounds in Ardworth and Kilflynn, and there are also individuals unlawfully in my proximity disturbing the peace and causing further disharmonious behaviour that is considered ASBO. I'm aware that there are some people that aren't too flattered by the thought of there being an issue about parking in my proximity, but unfortunately that's just the law. The law is there for a reason, and that's to respect people's rights. I know it's not a pedestrianised area, but this is royal and this is a protected issue. This is also a criminal matter. So those that are taking exception to being informed that there is an issue about illegal parking and illegal traffic in my proximity, those that have a difficulty adhering to the law, I have concerns for your use of terms around this matter where they haven't been exactly lawful. So those that are in my proximity that haven't been, as I've said, lawful in my proximity, they are being reminded of their track records and their debts and the examples they're setting to their little girls and boys. So as I've been of huge crime prevention that's subject to fraud, I'd like to give a warning, I suppose, to people that could be in danger as a consequence of the ASBOs that are causing offence to my good name. There are people threatening the peace, so I want everyone to be sure to protect themselves. These people have used spiritual violence in the past, and I suppose they're active still to this day, and this is just to warn good, honest, hard working people with regard to the ASBOs that are still active and still threatening the safety and security and peace of society with more of their violence that they have already conducted against good, honest people. So there is an issue about people unfortunately not coming to terms with the law and exacerbating their crimes. Those that are putting the legislation subject to fraud, unfortunately, are insulting people's intelligence, as I say, and that's not very smart. So those that are still causing problems since 2006 in this community with other people's money that they've stolen, I'd appreciate the European Court of Human Rights addressing their offences against my good name and the issue with road safety usage now as well. Parking illegally, it's not good, especially if you have caused offence to my good name, and if you owe me debts, for instance, if you're parking anywhere that you owe money and causing offence, that's all criminal. So I'm a royal of a clean track record, so I hope there aren't any good, honest, hard working people like myself out there that would not be condoning or tolerating that kind of trashy behaviour and supporting any causes that are offensive to people's standards of living. So the European Court of Human Rights has been made aware that I'm being stalked, stolen from, and slandered, and my child is still a missing person. So there are people that are not equipped for this situation legally, morally, ethically, or professionally, and therefore they're a liability to children and women. So I suppose we're all getting a warning that they're still active in society, unfortunately. They're still unlawful in society. They're still unwelcome in society, and they have not got royal protocol, and they don't have right or remit. So those that are being bulldozers, as they consider, with bravado, might be careful about where they're putting business in bad stead. Business is bad with this kind of charade going on. They have stolen very dangerous money in the past, and they've still caused casualty to this day. So those that are out there with a role to safeguard people's positions in society, I hope you're aware of the intruders that are overstepping lines that carry a heavy burden and penalty, and this is for the interests of Europe, the European Union, with regard to all the rights of the Declaration and the democracy's constitution as well. So I'm experiencing crime and I'm self-healing, and there are people that aren't respecting common decency, common sense, despite it being common knowledge that they've already been quite mentally disturbed with their abuse of societal values since 2006. So it's a sad side of the times, but the sun is shining, thank goodness. And there are ministers up in Dublin that are aware that the visible damages are still yet to be treated that were caused in the arrangement of living that I presently have. So if there's any nonsense about mental health practitioners illegally in my proximity speaking about anything that is a delusion or a distortion or a storyline or plot that isn't based in reality, the housing minister might be very careful about the damages I've experienced and the property I own being offended as well, I might remind them, and being very unsafe for trespassers. So the sooner that people are able to be courageous and honourable, the better. There's an awful risk again around the corner with these people in society, unfortunately. They've already caused casualty to themselves, and they're still actively looking for more trouble on this little island. So in the best interests of everyone that's respectful of intelligence and social intelligence, there might be someone with a bit of bravery up in Dáil Éireann to do the right thing, besides letting the country go down into the avenue of begrudgery and beggars that are evading their debts that they owe me. So this is Royal Protocol. There is an issue with parking illegally and traffic in my proximity of people that owe me money or that have caused me offence. Garda Síochána, you have daughters, and I hope you're aware about all these matters that have huge impact on society, sociology, reforms and social reforms, etc. So just to remind everyone, there's a matter about these people still being active and unlawful in society, and those intruding upon me where I am at the moment and trespassing on my farms out in Arfart and Kilflynn, that's all got a penalty. It's all a crime. So in the best interest of the little girls of the Garda Síochána, this is just reminder of the very dangerous offences I'm unduly experiencing, and the individuals using my name without my authority as I live on my own, healing from doctors that have failed to do their honourability practices in healing. They might be careful about all these damages while offending my initiatives and endeavours that have brought about social reform at home and abroad. So it's my update. Dáil Éireann, you're getting an update as well as the European Court of Human Rights. There are debts owing to my good name for damages, harms and losses that your government has caused me.